Hi everyone. In this video, we'll be discussing Zola Suite's native email client. This is a tool that enables you to take an existing email account that you might be using, like a Gmail, G Suite, Microsoft Office 365, Exchange, or IMAP account, and connect it or sync it to Zola so that you're able to manage your emails within the Zola Suite environment. This is so that you don't have to be toggling between several different programs at the same time. Everything is seamlessly integrated into one space. While you can connect Exchange and IMAP accounts, we do find that G Suite, Gmail, and Microsoft Office 365 accounts are a little bit more stable. They just work a little bit better. And I'm going to show you how you can go ahead and start connecting those accounts. We're going to go up to the top right of Zola to this My Settings menu, and you can skip down to the Email Setup section. Here is where you'll choose the account that you'd like to integrate. Keep in mind, if you're using a G Suite account, there is a client ID that we can provide you from support that you'll need to authorize Zola as a trusted application. And once you've entered your login credentials for the provider, the system will let you know if it was successfully synced. Once it is synced, you're going to need to then set up your folder mapping. Folder mapping just means that you are telling the system where you want your emails to be routed. So in other words, your main email folders on the account, like inbox, sent, drafts, those main folders that you'd normally see. You're simply going to click on the drop-down menu of each item and match it up with the naming convention of your existing email account. So for G Suite, it might be a sent folder, but in Office 365, it's called sent items. So just make sure you're matching up the names with the way they appear in your account. You'll also be able to set up default font settings here. And email signatures, of course. Once you save this and the folder mapping is all ready to go, you're going to see your emails starting to populate here on the dashboard. You'll see about the first 20 emails that are in your inbox, and this does update every 2 minutes or so. And while this is just a preview what you're seeing on the dashboard, you can open the emails up from here and interact with them as you normally would. So you can reply, you can forward, you can delete, all of your basic functionality. Additionally, you'll be able to associate this email to a matter or a lead in Zola. Just make sure you press the check mark to save your selection. Additionally, you can compose a new email from here or refresh if you want to see if there's anything new upcoming without waiting for it to update automatically. The email client is also located here on the navigation bar for the full experience. So when you click on email, it is going to open the full inbox in a new tab for you so that whatever you are doing on the other side of Zola is still there and you can work separately in this email tab. And this is what your inbox is going to look like in its entirety. Again, the content in here should be just what you would see in your regular email account. So when you've synced, you should see any folders that you created. Those will come over here on the left-hand side in alphabetical order. You'll see all of the same emails in your inbox. If there is a new email that has not yet been read, it will be displayed with a little bright blue dot. That's just to let you know that it is a new email. When you click on an email, you are going to have a button here that says Save to Matter, and that will be how you'll save it into Zola. And on my screen, you may notice that the first 4 options look a little bit different. This is because these are smart suggested matters. The system is detecting that the sender of this email, noreply@zolasuite.com, is an associated or matter-related contact on these 4 matters. So Zola is essentially telling me, hey, you might want to choose one of these because we think it might be a good match. If one of these is a good match, you'll just select it and press Save to Matter. Once you've saved it, you'll notice a purple briefcase icon popping up on the side of the email. That purple briefcase is just there to indicate to you that you have saved this to the Matter. And once you do save it, it's going to make a copy on the Matter. That copy is going to be sent over to the Communications tab of said Matter. All of the emails that you saved to that Matter in Zola will be stored right here. And from here, you'll be able to do all of your basic functionality again, like replying, forwarding, printing, deleting. You can also move it to another Matter if you wish. Depending on how you have your preferences set through My Settings, and there is a menu that you can go to for those preferences right over here, you may be prompted to create a time entry after saving the email to the Matter. If you say yes, you'll be presented with a new time entry input. So you'll put in the duration of time that you'd like to bill for reviewing that incoming email. And when you're done editing it, you'll save and close, or if you need to create a new time entry, you could say save and new as well. Once you have created a time entry for an incoming email, it's going to change that purple briefcase to a bright green briefcase. So again, it's letting you know that you've not only associated it, but you've also billed time for it. If you receive an email that contains an attachment, you'll see a little paperclip icon, and you'll be able to click on the attachment below the subject of the email, and you'll have a few different options. You can preview the attachment, which will just open up a viewer so that you're able to see the full contents of the document. You can download the attachment, or you can save it to a Matter as a Zola document. A Zola document is not any different than a regular document. It just means that you're saving it to a Matter in Zola. If you choose to save it to a Matter, you'll be able to select which folder you'd like it to go to. Make sure that you like the way the file is named and say Save as Zola document. If you need to move emails around, it's as simple as dragging and dropping. So I can click on this email and move it over to one of my subfolders or one of my main folders. And if I need to associate multiple emails to the same Matter, I can check them off, choose where I'd like them to go, and then I can have the option here to move all of them simultaneously to another folder, just in case I want to make some space in my inbox. If you need to create additional subfolders, you can do so using the plus sign here. And those folders should display on your account. So in Zola, as well as, let's say you're using a Microsoft Office account, if you go back to Outlook, you should see the folders there as well. If you'd like, you can also resize your inbox. So if you hover over the edge, you'll see a little slider appear, and you can resize it until you are happy with how it looks. When previewing an email, you have this ribbon across the top, and a couple of the options include converting to a task or an event. If you choose convert to task or event, it will pull in the subject of the email and the body into a new task modal or a new event modal so that you can quickly enter these into Zola for future use. You'll have the ability to flag emails using this icon that looks like a star. And you'll also have an email search built in. It's not as robust as the search that you might be used to in, say, Outlook, but if you click this little arrow here next to the search field itself at the top of the inbox, you'll see all of the specific fields that you can search by. So you can search by the sender or recipient, anyone that might be copied, subject, keywords, or date range. You'll also be able to filter by unread emails, flagged emails, or filtering for attachments. When we go to compose a new email, the first thing we'll want to do is select the matter that we'd like to associate with this. That's going to start the timer on the right-hand side for us so that we're capturing the amount of time it's taking us to finish this email. When you click on your to field, CC, or BCC fields, you're going to see your matter-related contacts populate first. So if you are looking to send this email to someone that's involved in this matter, it makes it very easy to do so. Below the matter-related contacts will be all firm users. So any of your colleagues who you might need to copy on the email will also be available to you. And below your firm contacts, you'll have all Zola Suite contacts. If you do need to send an email to someone that's not saved as a contact in Zola, it's as simple as typing out their email address and waiting for it to pop up below in blue. At this point, you can either click on it or press enter, and you'll be able to send that email out. You can attach files from your computer locally, like your desktop, to this email. You can attach ZDocs from the matter that you've associated. And both of those options will give you the previewer that we saw before, where you can see what the attachment is before sending it out. You can have multiple signatures, which we touched on in My Settings. So one of those signatures will be your default, but if you have another that you sometimes use, you can choose them at the time that you're sending out the email. You can save the email as a draft, and you have a couple of options when you're ready to send it. There's this registered option, which is an integration that we have with a company called rmail. Each user in Zola will receive 5 emails with rmail per month. So it's 5 per month per user. They do not roll over, but each user will get those 5 per month. And what rmail is going to offer is the ability to track and prove. So if you want to receive a court admissible read receipt where it's stated that the email was delivered at a certain date and time, this will be included with that rmail email. You'll also be able to opt for encryption, and you'll be able to choose e-signing. So if you do have attachments of documents that your clients need to electronically sign, they'll be able to do so with ease. And to make things even easier for the client, they will not have to sign up for any account with rmail. They'll be able to go in and sign with just a few steps. For firms that are looking to upgrade to more than 5 per user per month, there is an upgrade option here, which will take you over to rmail's page. And that upgrade can be done through them. And then, of course, you have your standard send button here as well. Depending on how you have your My Settings preferences established, this review time entry after sending may be toggled on automatically, or it might be in the off position. The choice is yours. And if you're a fan of pop-out windows, you can open this in a new window, which will open in a new tab for you. If we take a look at one of our matters, you can actually see in the Communications tab that there is an RPost Receipts section here. So if you do use that registered mail option, you'll see those mail receipts right here. If we go back over to the email section, you can also quickly save contacts of senders. So if someone sends you an email and you know that they are not already a contact in Zola, this plus sign will give you a shortcut to create a quick contact for them. And just as a helpful tip, you can always get to a new email from the quick add menu at the top right of Zola.